Thank you everyone for joining us this evening. I am Amy Zox. I'm the Executive Director of the Jewish Community Foundation of Greater Mercer, and we're really pleased to be launching our Book of Life tonight. So thank you once again for being here. To kick things off, we've invited Don Leibowitz and Karen Brodsky to set the stage and give context for what we are presenting tonight. Don and Karen are longtime volunteers and supporters of the Jewish community in Mercer County. And I know that they are so involved beyond Mercer County as well. Right here, though, they are specifically very involved with Congregation Beth Chaim, Jewish Federation of Princeton Mercer Bucks, JCC Camp Abrams, the Jewish Community Foundation, among others. So we're so grateful for their leadership and their dedication. So Don and Karen, thank you. I'll pass the baton to you for explaining the background for tonight's launch.
Uh, Thank you, Amy. Well, Karen and I are just delighted to be here tonight, and so pleased to see that the Book of Life is off and running, and it's a great tribute. So the Book of Life is really the culmination of our communal efforts for the past 13 years to sustain our vital Jewish institutions right here in New Jersey. We call this effort Life and Legacy because it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity in one's lifetime to set into motion a really impactful legacy, a gift that will keep giving and giving and giving years into the future. The people being honored with the Book of Life made a promise. They made a promise to preserve Jewish organizations in our community. And then they took the next step, an important step, and decided how to fulfill the promise. That second step is critical to the success of Life and Legacy, because as we are extraordinarily grateful to the community members who formalize their promises, these promises become realized, and gifts benefit the synagogues, the Jewish agencies, and institutions that are part of Life and Legacy in our region. I'd also just like to pay tribute for a moment to Linda Meisel, the former executive director of Jewish Community Foundation, who launched and spearheaded this effort for the Book of Life project prior to her retirement. Linda and Amy both have always encouraged us, and they've certainly been so encouraging to me and Karen, and to everyone in the community, helping to steward the resources and to recognize our legacy donors. The Book of Life represents an ongoing, visible way to express gratitude to stakeholders who are no longer with us.
So the Book of Life goes one step further than simply saying thank you. It honors the legacy of those whose gifts support beloved Jewish organizations year after year after year. That is what Life and Legacy is all about. It's more than a one-time gift that pays the bills at any given time. It's a gift that gets invested in a long-term investment or endowment fund, and it grows over time. The vision is that the congregations and agencies will take an annual distribution from their legacy funds to support their operating budget for special projects. 75 other communities across the United States and Canada are also growing legacy funds through the generosity of their community members. And all community members are welcome to participate, as gifts are at all levels to grow the fund and make an impact. This is a big tent initiative. The only prerequisite is for one to value a Jewish organization and to want to sustain that organization for the next generation. The people being recognized today in our Book of Life did just that. Let us all take a moment to pay our respects and honor them for their extraordinary commitment to our Jewish community. And we'll be hearing more on that. So we'll turn things back over to you, Amy, and let you officially launch the Book of Life. Thank you all so much for attending and listening and supporting.
Thank you, Karen, and thank you, Don, for those introductory remarks and reminding us all about the work of Life and Legacy and the impact that it's having. Stephanie, do you want to put up the slides? Terrific. Thank you. So we are here tonight to introduce our Book of Life. And once again, everybody, thank you so much for coming. I see some wonderful community representation, and it's so heartwarming. Stephanie, you can go to the next. I want to just kick things off by acknowledging generous funding for the Life and Legacy program by the Harold Grinspoon Foundation, as well as our local Jewish Federation of Princeton Mercer Bucks. And I particularly want to acknowledge the guests joining us this evening, Kathy Sarlson. Thank you so much, Kathy, for coming. Kathy is the National Director of Life and Legacy for the Grinspoon Foundation. And Nicole, I love that you're joining us too. Nicole Kane is one of their newest community consultants for Life and Legacy. So great for you guys to be here. And Mark Merkovitz, I was so happy to see you as well, Executive Director of the Jewish Federation of Princeton Mercer Bucks. Thank you all for the funding of this important program. So the Book of Life is a digital gallery that honors the memories of those who have left promises to Jewish organizations in our community. And through those promises, through the fulfillment of those promises, they'll be able to perpetuate and sustain our Jewish community and the many organizations within it. Stephanie, we can go to the next. And I want to take a moment and just acknowledge all the partner organizations that are in this effort in Mercer and Bucks counties, as well as Somerset, Hunterdon, and Warren. There are 24 organizations that have been participating in Life and Legacy since we kicked it off over 12 years ago. And some are more active than others at different times, but they have all made the effort. They have all secured promises, and we're so excited to be partnering with all of these organizations. So where is the Book of Life? The Book of Life is found on the Jewish Community Foundation website. And if you go to our website, which is www.foundationjewish.org, and you go to Legacy, you'll find it just under there as the arrow points to it. So this is not a live slide, but you can go visit it at any time and you'll find it there. And this is what the Book of Life looks like. We have photos of everyone that we're honoring to date. It is in formation. So if there are people who we want to honor moving forward, we will just add them to the Book of Life. And so this is page 1 of what we have, and then there's a page 2 of what we have as well. And to date, we are honoring the following people. And I just thought it was important to list them here. As Karen said before, I think it's important for us to just take a moment to acknowledge these people. May their blessing may their memory be a blessing for their contributions to our community. And now I would like to just turn things over to Lisa Rogel, who will share reflections about her father, Gil Gordon. Gil was a longtime volunteer and active member of our community who was admired by so many. He was the ultimate mensch, and he left promises to the Jewish Center of Princeton, Jewish Family and Children's Services of Greater Mercer County, and the Jewish Community Foundation. Lisa?
Hi. Thank you. And thank you for having us tonight and for honoring my dad. So I'm happy to be here to share a little bit about him. My dad was notoriously hard to buy birthday presents for. He had a lot of hobbies, so really it should have been easy, but he bought himself the things he wanted. And when it came time for his birthday, he would say, "Don't get me anything." Of course, that wasn't really an option for us. So we found things he liked: Small World gift cards, a Dunder Mifflin t-shirt, a keychain where you could coil up your earbuds when they still had wires. But even those took a lot of puzzling out something that he would appreciate. When I was younger, that frustrated me a little bit. My mom was much easier to buy presents for. But my dad, even if you got him what you thought was a great present, he didn't exude the joy that most people do when they get to open a present for their birthday. He was thankful and he smiled, grateful and appreciative. But you could tell it didn't really elate him in the way that you would hope. However, about 7 years ago, I unintentionally gave him a great present, not for his birthday, that is relevant to his beliefs about continued and planned charity. I'm the assistant principal of an elementary school, and about 7 years ago, when I was the assistant principal of a different elementary school, my principal and I were trying to teach our staff about the very disparate lives that our students led. Our students led a fractious existence where some lived in multi-million-dollar mansions and others lived with their families of 5 or more crammed into 1 or 2 bedroom apartments. So that year, we tackled different topics that affected our students' lives, such as exposure to language, the types of neighborhoods they lived in, multilingual households, and food insecurity. I tackled the food insecurity one on my own. After doing a ton of research on the issue, I crafted a presentation that looked at both local and national data, defined key terms, and allowed my teachers to explore resources at the end that hopefully elucidated the issue for them. When I shared the presentation with my dad, because that's where I learned the importance of food security from his constant discussion and action about donating food, he was immensely proud. Proud of the presentation itself and the fact that I knew that we should be exploring the topic. So I saw a little of that joy then. Around holiday time, teachers often give their administrators little gifts: candles, gift cards, wine, or lottery tickets. But that year, 2 of my grade level teacher teams didn't give me that. They made donations to the local food pantry in my name instead. That was the best holiday gift I ever got from any staff member. To take it further, when Valentine's Day rolled around, my 4th grade teachers decided that instead of having their kids exchange meaningless Valentines, they would do a Valentine's Day food drive instead. When I sent my dad the picture of the 8 coffee boxes full of food, decorated with paper hearts, and ready to go to the food pantry, he texted back, "That's you, Lisa. That's your doing." "No," I corrected. "That's you, Dad." A pause, a thought, the 3 dots on the text, and then thank you. And that thank you, the simple acknowledgement that the weekly extra groceries we bought and the teachings about Mazone and City Harvest, the acknowledgement that he indeed had taught me the right lessons about charity and continued giving, that was the best gift I ever gave my dad. My dad lived his life being generous with his time and money, but it was equally important to him that others in his life did the same. It's that whole teach a man to fish parable. If you are generous and give your money, but don't impart the same responsibility and passion into others, what happens? The charity dies with you. So he taught his kids, and for that matter, his grandkids, to be charitable. He founded projects that would outlive him, and in tonight's case, wanted his charitable money to live beyond him and continue to fund causes close to home. His legacy gift to the Jewish Community Foundation of Greater Mercer and his honor in the Book of Life, then, is not unlike the gift I gave him. It is proof of his values living beyond his time and certain to be sparking the same joy in him right now, wherever he may be. Thank you on behalf of our family for including him in the Book of Life and for continuing the great work that you do.
Thank you, Lisa. That was such a beautiful tribute, and we really appreciate you being here tonight along with your mom and your brother. Gil is definitely missed, but we honor him every day through his legacy. And now I am going to turn things over to Robin Friedman Kramer, the CEO of the Jewish Federation of West Central New Jersey, a close partner of our foundation. Robin will honor Betty Roswell. Betty was a beloved member and significant benefactor of the Somerset, Hunterdon, and Warren counties Jewish community. She's profoundly missed, and she left life and legacy promises to the Jewish Federation, Jewish Family Service, the JCC in Bridgewater, and Temple Bethel in Hillsborough. Robin? Oh, Robin, unmute.
Sorry about that. Thank you, Amy. We are very proud to be your partner in this extraordinarily important project of life and legacy. So all of us in the Jewish community of Somerset, Hunterdon, and Warren counties have been truly blessed that Betty and her husband, Arthur Roswell, chose to make their home and raise their family in our community. The Roswells have been founding members of many of our organizations, and they have invested their time, energy, and resources into making our community a fulfilling and vibrant place to be Jewish. Sadly, Betty passed away a few years ago. However, her passing did not mean the end of her commitment to Jewish life. The institutions and programs she cared about and worked so hard on are now part of her legacy. Just as she carried on the legacy handed down to her by her parents, we are now charged with carrying on Betty's work by using her life and legacy bequests to the Jewish Federation of West Central New Jersey to continue to uplift Jews here at home and across the world. Betty grew up in Baltimore, Maryland, in a family dedicated to philanthropy and Jewish causes. Her parents set a wonderful example for her in the areas of Jewish education and social welfare, among many others. Betty embraced and personified these values. They were part of who she was, and she brought them to bear on every aspect of her community involvement. She worked for almost 2 decades as a social worker with Jewish Family Service of Southern Middlesex County before becoming a prime mover in the founding of JFS of Somerset, Hunterdon, and Warren counties and serving as its first president. Betty was also devoted to Temple Bethel in Hillsborough and the Shimon and Sarah Birnbaum JCC in Bridgewater. She co-founded the Temple's nursery school and served on the Temple's board. At the JCC, Betty was involved in the formation of the organization's operating policies and procedures and served as chairperson of its long-range planning committee, in addition to being a board member. Of course, Betty was dedicated to the mission and work of the Jewish Federation of West Central New Jersey, serving for many years on the board and playing a major role in the creation of our Jewish Life, Learning is for Everyone program. Betty's dedication to the role of the Federation in the community and the good the Federation does locally in Israel and around the world are what motivated her to ensure that the work can go on for many, many years to come. Betty left a legacy will in her a gift in her will, thus making sure the Federation can continue with the important work of Tikkun Olam and Chesed that she valued so much. All of us involved with the Jewish Federation are grateful beyond words for Betty's faith in our commitment to do just that, and humbled by the responsibility. We will miss Betty's laughter and the twinkle in her eye, her creativity, her strong will, her ability to have a positive impact on all of us. But we will be paying homage to her and fulfilling the legacy she has left for us every time we lift up the life of someone else.
Thank you, Robin. That was so beautiful. And once again, she's missed, but you all are honoring her legacy every day in the West Central community. And we're so glad we can include her in our Book of Life.
We're really glad to.
So let me just continue to emphasize a couple of things about the Book of Life, which is everyone that we're honoring did the two-step process of first making a promise to a Jewish organization in our community, and then by making arrangements to fulfill that promise in whichever way worked for them and their family and their estate. And so I can't emphasize how important it is to take that second step, because the promise alone won't fulfill the gift. But if you take that next step and you make arrangements, then a Jewish organization can count on it for years and years to come. And I just wanted to remind everyone about the progress of Life and Legacy in our community. As I mentioned before, we've been doing this important work for over 12 years. In that course of time, 24 organizations have participated in the initiative in the greater Mercer area as well as the West Central area. We now have 838 legacy promises, and I think we've gotten 2 more since I've done since I did these slides at the end of last week. So we're now up to 840, which is so wonderful. And these gifts will yield more than 30 million, these promises will yield more than 30 million in future gifts for our Jewish community. And so far, 52 promises have been realized to date, totaling more than $2.5 million. And as I mentioned before, this is a project in formation. So if you have a loved one who has made a legacy gift that we have not included, then please let us know at any time. We welcome more reflections and more photos. We have a link, the bit.ly website at the bottom / Book of Life honoree, where entries can be provided to us. And just so folks know, when you go to the Book of Life website, if you click on somebody's photo, that's when you'll see the lovely reflection that's been shared either by a family member or the recipient organization. And so we're so grateful to all the people who have shared photos and have shared reflections. And I know many of you are joining us tonight. And we thank you so much for your contribution so that we can pull this whole project together. And I think Justine put in the chat both our website. Again, you go right to the legacy section to find the Book of Life, and the link to add a new honoree. And once again, thank you so much for joining us. This again shows you our website where you can make a promise and where you can go to the legacy section to find our promise and formalization forms, and its links to both the West Central and the Greater Mercer promise forms and formalization forms. They're the digital forms, so it doesn't involve any handwriting or submitting in person. It just goes right to the organizations. So thank you so much for being here. I want to just do a quick shout out to Don and Karen. Thank you for kicking us off. Lisa and Robin for sharing reflections. And a thank you to Paul Schindel of Three Bears Marketing, because he helped to design and pull the entire Book of Life together. Once again, thank you, Mark, the Jewish Federation of Princeton Mercer Bucks, for your funding, as well as the Harold Grinspoon Foundation. Harold Grinspoon dreamed of this project and set it in motion 13 years ago, and our community is very grateful to be one of the first to implement it.